Hello and welcome to Gman Division 2B Season 13 Week 11 recap. Hooray, I got all the words right. And with me, as always, is my co-host Jivasak. Say hello, Jivasak.
Hello everyone, welcome once again to the stream.
And obviously, there are a lot of people in 2B who are under quarantine because there's 9 viewers at the moment. Aworth Bark and Aldar's already talked, and Arctic Antarctic. Hello. Yeah, afternoon
Yeah,
all
how did it
quarantines.
come? Everyone is on quarantine?
Yeah, pretty much everything. Everyone's quarantined. Like Britain has gone. Last week was you should stay at home, and now it's we're enacting police powers so that if we see you outside, we can fine you. Which is still like, you know, if you're, it's under soft lockdown is a great description of it.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard some things about the UK. I think your Prime Minister is a little bit crazy if the info is right.
Mm-hmm.
He took no meters at the first weeks,
Yeah.
if the info is correct, of course, always. He didn't close any schools, anything.
No, pretty much.
Yeah, that's pretty dangerous now.
Yeah, I mean, it was like the thinking. I think was, every time there was a case, they found wherever that person had been, and they closed everything around that person. And I think they were
Mhm.
hopeful that they would just like no, it wouldn't be a problem because we just like lock down everything on an individual basis. Uh,
Mhm.
and then last week it went from having like 10 cases to 300, or was it from having a very small number of cases to having a bunch of people dying as well? And now it's like, yeah, okay, fine, quarantine. We're starting to close everything down, probably for
Yeah,
a bunch of weeks.
yeah. I mean, that was, in my opinion, really dangerous, though.
Yeah, they could have gone a lot. They could have done a lot more sooner, I think. But there's also that weird thing of like, whether your population are willing to accept something. And I think if they had gone the safer route and gone for quarantine earlier, you'd still just have more people ignoring it. So I think like populations don't always listen to their governments very well, and as a kind of a
Yeah, but
vaguely socialist free nation, people don't like being told to stay indoors. you know.
true. But we're talking about a very serious matter of healthcare,
Hmm.
where many people, I understand, it's obviously it's not the best deal to stay at home.
Mm-hmm.
But on the other hand, someone else that has to go to work is in danger because of you.
Mm. Yeah, exactly. Or even, you know, a lot just like a lot of people could die because of lack of bed space, because of people needing to be treated because you go out. So I think that's
Yeah, yeah, true.
you know
We're almost here at not maximum capacity, but close in the hospitals.
hmm,
If you make a phone call example for having a fever or like that, they don't accept you. You will wait for 4 days,
yeah,
and if the fever hasn't gone down, then you can call them again.
yeah, yeah. Like,
And
and you got to remember, like in our recent history, there hasn't been anything really that's that's been this bad.
mhm.
So the most people are like, oh, it's just a flu, it's just this, it's just that. It's not a big deal, but it's yeah.
Yeah, it's everything about money, in my
Hmm.
opinion,
Yeah, there
and
is.
it shouldn't be though.
Hmm. Well, I mean,
Here, they are taking some meters also pretty bad for
hmm,
the people working.
yeah,
They're giving the option to the companies that still work uh, to enable a meter of the employee working 2 weeks per month for the following 6 months.
hmm,
That means, of course, we're taking half the money
yeah,
also, and your expenses still stand the same.
hmm,
So it's quite impossible to manage them.
yeah. I mean, there's loads of real world problems to do with quarantine, but yeah, yeah, and that is the thing. You say it's not about money, but you do have to weigh up. Um, society carrying on
Hmm.
versus how many people actually are going to die. Because, like,
Yeah,
if
I mean,
the number of
if
people
you
who
think
die is very small, it's in fact it's a lot like Blood Bowl. It's risk management, isn't it? You know.
yeah, yeah, and the people dying, unfortunately, is rising in a pretty fast rate.
Mm,
In Italy is the best example.
hmm
It's amazing what's happening there. On the other hand, you could look at China. That is the first country to get out of it, and we're talking about a huge population that they could and did manage it.
Yeah, and they went, but they are also culturally a communist country where when the government says, okay, everyone's going to be locked down or we're going to start shooting people, then people don't leave their house. That really helps.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
people.
yeah, yeah. I am totally against it, of course,
Mm,
but you need to take meters, not like that,
mm-hmm,
but really harsh ones.
mm-hmm,
I mean, they are finding people here.
mm-hmm.
Uh, if you want to go out, you send an SMS
Yeah.
and they reply to you depending on the reason.
Are you
And
allowed to go out to do exercise?
yeah, you are.
Yeah. So you could send one SMS saying exercise once every day, and that would be fine. Type
Yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah. If they get you without one or without a paper, it's 150 euro fine. And unfortunately, there are a lot of people that they were put it into quarantine and went out. Where in this situation the meter is really harsh and it should be. They are fining them for 5,000 euro, and of course you have to go through a trial and etc. So it will get worse,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. As
but
with
you need to take it.
As with Buck says in the thing, the main thing is to prevent healthcare being overwhelmed. I know that
Uh,
there was a story, a tweet, so I don't know how entirely accurate it was about one like area of Italy where the hospitals are now turning away people who are over 60, just as like they
yeah,
are
it's true.
they're so full that if you're over 60 and you've got it, then it's too late. You just got to stay home and deal with it. Which
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, any country, it's impossible to have hospitals for each person.
yeah, yeah, obviously,
Yeah, of course, when you build the hospitals, you're ready to manage 5% of the population, somewhere there, I think.
oh, I think it's much lower than that. I think the number of beds
Maybe,
beds in
maybe.
the UK might be a thousandth of the population, if that.
Uh,
And like if you're talking about ICU, like intensive care, which is what a lot of coronavirus sufferers need,
mhm.
it's even less because like
Yeah, intensive is even less. Yeah,
yeah, like at any one time you don't expect 1 in 1,000 people to be in hospital. You know,
yeah.
so I think the number of beds is probably even smaller than that. I know that in a town in Australia, one of again a tweet by the chief medical officer of the town was that
Mhm.
they had 7 ICU beds for a 10,000 population town,
Yeah,
and that with the coronavirus, if everyone got it, they expected 100 people to need those beds at the same time, and for 93 of them to die, but because of not getting it or
yeah.
something like that. So
So
yeah,
it's actually impossible.
yeah, and
Uh,
unless you slow it down and reduce the numbers of people who actually get it at the same time.
yeah, that's why
Mm,
it's so important to stay home,
mm,
at least for the people that are potential carriers.
yeah,
And that, on the other hand, they are taking measures also for companies to help them in a way that it's controversial, at least.
yeah. I mean, aside from them saying the other important thing is ventilators, but like that's what like when I say ICU or intensive care units, those are usually the places that have ventilators, right? So
Hmm.
you know there aren't that many ventilators that can be used all the time. Although, yeah, so one of the things that the UK government did do quite quickly was tell all the car factories to start making ventilators instead of cars. So that happened like before the schools shut down. Car factories were making ventilators,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting. But anyway, all right, let's. But we're not here to talk about coronavirus, even though we have talked about it for for about 15 minutes. We're here to
Well,
talk.
I think it is worth, though. It's the matter affecting all of us.
Yeah, it's interesting, and it's also it's interesting to talk about it in a place where there's people not just from one country, and we get to hear other people's opinions and stuff.
Yeah.
You know.
And also, coronavirus affects athletes, even though our teams have a very nice health system, just die from each other. So
Mhm.
it's Blood Bowl associated.
Oh,
We are at its esports. So see,
yeah, yeah, of course.
yeah.
I meant to do. I was going to take. Sorry, again, I haven't taken any clips. Maybe one day I will. But one of my plans was I'm going to get rid of spectators now. So any clips in the future will be without spectators for because of the
Why
coronavirus.
I love spectators, but okay, yeah.
But they're not allowed to mix, right? That's the thing.
Yeah.
Sorry, that amuses me more than it should. But one day people will see that and it'll be funny. All right, where are we? Bear Grylls.
Yeah.
All right.
So, are you making a call with that statement, mate?
What? No. What? What do you
Are you
mean?
making a call to all the coaches to play this week's games without any spectators?
Yeah, I think that's obviously the correct thing to do. They should,
Mm-hmm.
all games should be quarantine friendly or whatever the right phrase would be.
Okay, let's see. I will go and look every single game to see if it will be spectators and not.
Well, you need
And,
to, you need to change
and
your uh, you know your settings. That's how you do it.
no, if I go in to spectate a game, I would see if it's with or not.
Oh, no, only you see what your own settings are.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, yeah. You can't see what other people have put. That'd be funny though.
Yeah,
Uh,
I would love it.
yeah. Well, Failfish says, "How is your TV fluctuating between 1900 and 1400 constantly?" And yes, the wonders of Kislev, where constantly getting MNG players, and if the MNG players are 60 TV, I'm at 1900, and if the MNG players are 200 TV, I'm down here instead.
I mean, I don't know. Is it better that the Kislev have a V8 instead of having 7?
It would make. I
I
don't think it would make any difference at all. What?
Yeah,
Oh wait. Oh yeah. Yes. Okay. I forgot. I misunderstood what you said, and I was like, "What? Yeah, it'd be fine with 87. It's
yeah.
this.
I
It
think
would be the same."
in your Kislev also it doesn't make any difference.
Hmm. Um, like early Kislev and hey, Ronin followed. Thank you for the follow, Ronin. Ronin
Ah,
75.
thanks for the follow.
Um, yeah. Where was I? Yeah. Uh, early Kislev die more than any other team I've ever played because the complete lack of block and dodge and ability to get away from opponents safely means players just die all the time. And like that being hit to the ground more often than other teams is the real problem, much worse than having AV7. And so obviously, you know, Norse
Yeah,
have block, Zons have dodge, Skaven have some dodge and block. Every other AV7 or AV8 team has protection skills.
yeah. I mean, but they're still AV8. They shouldn't break so easy.
I mean, they shouldn't, but they do. It's just a
Yeah, I mean,
fact.
if you play against the Chaos team early on,
Hmm.
they don't break that easily. I don't know
Well,
what's wrong.
they have four armor 9 players, chaos, and they have
No, they have the Beastmen are AV8.
yeah, but they have the ability to blitz themselves free with 2 dice as well. Whereas you
Yeah,
can easily swamp and outstrength Kislev as well, right? Kislev can
true.
easily be in a situation where to succeed on anything, they need to roll a stream of 3 pluses. So either dodges or leaps or blocks. Everything is a 3 plus. and as soon as one fails, you leave a bunch of players in contact, and they all die. Everyone else has better methods of getting unstuck. Anyway,
Yeah.
Arctic's playing on Mac and says he has to turn off spectators anyway, so he's been in quarantine since he started playing Blood Bowl. Blood Bowl 2 anyway. Anyway, we eventually we will actually start. Okay, so the first game of the week is a result you don't see very often, and that is 0-0 between Octo Chicken and Nurgle Murgle Urgle. Like, you often see 1-1s, but 0-0s, not so much.
True.
Yeah.
That is a surprise, a big one.
Yeah.
Also, let me check if I'm mistaken. I think it's the first 0-0 in this division.
Like,
But let me check. I think it's the first time I've seen it.
all I'll say is, shit, you gave one a Mac. Now I regret not killing more of your players. I'm gonna build a level 4 stadium just so Arctic's computer crashes.
Actually, it's the first 0-0 in the division in week 11.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if there's almost no 0-0 games, possibly even in several divisions, right?
Yeah, nah. I think it's a result that could happen.
I mean, yeah, but it's really rare. It's only when I saw it though that it twigged. That almost never happens. That's
Yeah. The most usual result is 1-0, I
Yeah.
think.
What's that orange line when I anyway? Octo Chicken had had enough inducements for a Mighty Zug, and I guess a wizard, but no bribes. Only got 3 badly hurts, which against a kill team, a chaos kill team with like 3 claw, 3 claw.
Check out the Arctic's post now.
I'm going to win every game now for all of the oppressed Mac gamers out there.
All 9 of us.
Yeah. There's actually more than you think. You should start. You know how there's like racial discords. There should be a Mac Discord, Mac Blood Bowl 2 players Discord. I think you'd find there's more than you'd expect. Like in UK BBL, we upload the replay files, and trying to I have no idea where the replay files are on a Mac. They're somewhere weird, and I've had a number of people go, "Hey, where's the Mac thing on this?" And I don't know. So there's more than you think. Anyway, yeah, Zarg and a wizard, and still didn't score, even with his own Griff and Agi 5, which is kind of surprising. I'm going to actually have a look and see. I bet you. I'm pretty sure he went for a wizard. Oh, there were 20 armor breaks. Oh yeah, no. What? No. Oh yes, there was a wizard, and the wizard worked as well. Still couldn't score. Must have been unlucky. Anyway, but there was a level up for the Nurgle because of an unlucky MVP landing on Mr. Thick Skull III. Possibly the fourth MVP to land on that Dirty Player rotter.
Probably, yeah.
And I guess Wrestle is the only thing you take, right? Or not? Oh, he's not taking it yet, so we don't know what it is. Yeah. So that's that.
I mean, what would you take?
Wrestle. Wrestle's the only thing, right?
Yeah, I think so too.
Maybe Fend, so he can free he's Agi 2. Fend might get him free to foul, but he's the third fouler, maybe even fired. I mean, you got 2 other dirty players anyway. You got enough money to replace, and no one else to replace. I think, yeah, no. Now is a good time to fire and rehire Mr. Thick Skull. Unless, of course, it's a good role. Maybe it's plus strength.
Plus strength is always good.
Even on a dirty player rotter with minus agi.
Yeah, even on him.
I
mean, you are at 1,000, so
yeah, it's a high TV, that's for sure.
yeah.
Did anyone actually predict that the result would be a draw?
I think the only games is Saitalens game and.
We did the predictions late, didn't we? Okay, Cyclone
Yeah,
against
yeah.
Aldar, and Aldar was the only person to vote for himself, which is amusing. And Aprog against Gaudi. Okay, so we don't need to do any predictions for a while.
Yeah,
Right.
let's just pretend that week 11 predictions never happened. Also, because I didn't.
Arctic says, "How did this game even go ahead? Obviously, no one kept the 2-meter social distancing from the plague team."
Yeah.
There was actually a game in another league I'm in that was cancelled because someone got stuck in Japan, which I think is possibly the coolest plague-related reason not to be able to play.
Yeah. Yeah.
The peasants, the Brets just sent the peasants to the front to catch the diseases. You know. Okay, actually.
Yeah.
So talking about the Cyclone Aldar game, that is in fact the next game of the week, and Aldar messaged me very excitedly to talk about how people will be very surprised because basically there were 5 votes. 5 people predicted Cyclone winning this game, and only Aldar predicting he would win himself. 2-0 to Aldar, and he didn't even count his opponent off the pitch. Purely outplayed. Cyclone, what do you think about that? But no, Aldar probably actually played well.
Yeah, obviously. He had 2 removals, but I guess.
Oh, there are a lot of KOs as well. Oh, okay. So Cyclone did get 7 KOs. 7 of his players got KO'd.
Mm-hmm.
So,
and I guess the Team Guardian got injured.
Aldar probably actually played well. Thanks. I mean, no deaths it's I don't understand how you actually won. But yeah, got Bull Centaur. Oh wait, scored on the Agi Hobgoblin, but solid 2-0. Got to be happy with that.
Yeah, of course. And now the team is full with the second Bull Centaur. That's really nice.
I mean, I'm not sure if Aldar would really describe. Does he even have 11 players? 11 players as full.
Yeah, he needs 2 subs, I think, but he got the bull, which is the big part here.
Yeah. It's still
finally
still 4 unleveled players out of his team that was previously so big. Yeah, Aldar does know how to play. There is that thing as well with bash coaches where if things don't go, if you don't actually get people leaving the pitch when you have spent hundreds of TB on removal skills, it can be quite difficult.
Yeah. I mean, as a Bassi team, your only advantage, I think, is the bash.
Yeah.
So if that doesn't work, it's not exactly the same as being an elf and rolling an ace on the dodge. It hurts. You need to deliver those.
Yeah. I mean, if an elf fails to dodge, he can carry on dodging, whereas if you fail to remove people, you've failed to remove them. I think,
And usually it comes to a situation where it is a one blitz per turn.
Oh, and Cycling did have 9 KO rolls and 6 of them failed. I don't know how. I think the game makes you roll at the end of the game as well. So some of those might have been kind of fake rolls, if you see what I mean. But or not affecting the game rolls, but still,
Hmm.
that's bad.
Yeah. I mean, I am rooting for Aldar here to rebuild his team, unless we end up in the same division where I want.
I mean, that loss might actually kind of be putting Cycling. Oh no, Cycling's still pretty much in touch with the top.
Yeah,
With getting into playoffs and stuff, right? Is it top 3 that
yeah.
go through? It is top 3.
Top three playoffs, fourth goes to Challenger.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he would be in the playoffs. That's the difference. If he won or if he drew, no, he wouldn't, but it would be closer.
Harshly, Uldar is still on the second page, even with 3 wins. I think that's a sign of how close the division is as well, isn't it? If
Yeah. The three teams on the last place have the same
10
points.
points, yeah,
Yeah.
and there's only 1 point more for the next two, so
It would be interesting, though, if there was a situation, generally in Rebel,
hmm
that you knew beforehand how many teams will get relegated, or if.
Yeah, so a lot of the European-based big leagues like OCC and UKBL, BBL, have a specific number of teams that get relegated.
Yeah,
So if you're in the bottom 3, you get relegated. Whether it doesn't matter how many people above re-roll. If you're in the bottom 3, you go down, and I
yeah,
I kind of I like that. Whereas
yeah,
yeah,
me too.
it's uh, when you get to this point and there's enough re-rollers above that no, it could be that no one at the no one even goes down. That's kind
Mhm.
of I'd like to see people at the bottom go down, because that gives you more to fight, that gives you more to talk about at the end of the season, doesn't it? Having a relegation zone where you can go, these people are fighting not to go down is a great, add the same amount of enjoyment for me as the people who are fighting to go into challenges. But I guess that is part of Rebel being not really about where you are, but about getting into the cup. So, like, it doesn't matter if you get relegated. If you finish the top of Division 3, you'll still get into the playoffs. I guess yeah. It fits in with the what's the word, the philosophy of the league, doesn't it? It's like a whole philosophy thing. No, I don't want to get rid of Yordar. The chances. I think. Wait. Uh, you know, I'm only 4 points ahead of you at this point in the season. There's every chance that I could still go down at this point. Cyclin says he thinks the last 2 places always go down, and they move more people up usually. Okay, that's interesting. But I'd like an actual line on the screen so that we know that those people are going down. I'm going to mention it to Zord, but I guess it's a difference in way of playing. Ooh, yeah. So Aldar gets. Oh wait, were there any levels or anything? There weren't, were there? They aren't 100%. Yeah, they aren't 100% transparent with how they do divisions. But they might be doing that already. Uh,
Mm,
there's a no. There is a points based system, and those points are based on who you play. So I don't know if maybe it could be that the points automatically set you at a level where you always go down if you're in the bottom 1 or 2. I don't think that's
mhm.
possible though. I think that re-rolling would mean so, like,
Rolling will go to Division 5, that's for sure.
yeah, yeah, no, but I mean, like, if you're in the bottom 2
Hmm.
and enough people re-roll above you, you could actually still be promoted because
Yeah,
of the way the
true,
point systems work, I think.
true. I mean, it should give a different, though, how interest if, let's say, the bottom two teams, not a lot, bottom two teams got relegated,
Hmm.
because it gives you a motivation to play the rest of the games.
Yeah, exactly.
Firstly,
That's why I'd like it to be more transparent. Although, but maybe they're afraid of people gaming the system where they might think I've got a better chance of getting the one playoff place in Division Three than I am of getting one of the three playoff places in Division Two.
uh,
Like I could easily see, you know, Wolfbark or someone who's pretty likely to be in the top of Division Two, but might find it a bit harder thinking, actually, if I'm in Division Three, I'm almost certainly going to be the number one in Division Three, so I'm almost certainly going to get promoted. I almost certainly go
mm,
into the playoffs.
I don't know about that.
No, I don't know either, but I do think
I mean, there are some amazing coaches.
in Division Three,
Yeah, Raverses, Keithys, Train Rise, Calcium also, um, Had. Which else do I know?
I mean,
I
there are a
think those.
few, but a lot of them are playing teams where they're either they've either been damaged, so they went down, or they. But yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe it's not so certain that you'll get a playoff place lower down.
Hmm,
Yeah. Anyway, so the only person who predicted this game was Uldar. So I have
yeah.
to give a point to Uldar.
Yeah, you have to,
Continuing
want it
his,
or not.
I think he's almost. I mean, in another division, this kind of points difference was enough for my co-caster to say that the person on 28 was running away with it. So and with only
Mhm.
one more, so I have put the predictions in the bot just before the thing, just before the stream started. Ooh, I've just noticed that my text is in kind of in the way of the betting. Oh well. To me, it's more of a consolation that despite a relegation, you might still have a decent next season. But perhaps if the penalty was greater, people would try hard to stay in the division. Yeah, I mean, I would really like to be relegated. I would, my Kislev would have a much easier time of it in Division Three. They did have a much easier time of it in Division Three, and
True, but
I would find it a lot easier to build players again, which is the real issue with my team in Division Two, right?
true, I agree. But let's say that you try to get relegated, okay?
Mm-hmm.
That's your plan in the beginning.
Mm.
Um, you have to pass 13 weeks of getting hammered, and not getting that many SPP because of not scoring. So also you risk injuries
Mm-hmm.
on your players,
I mean,
and you're not getting the maximum of SPP you could by scoring
I,
because you will lose them.
I mean, Aldar is at the bottom of the division with 10 points on match day 10, right? You could
Mhm.
draw every week and be in with a pretty good chance of being relegated.
Yeah,
Um, you know,
yeah, but if let's say Aldar's plan was in the beginning to be relegated, you can see how much he suffered, his team.
hmm.
So I don't think Aldar, if you gave him an option of keeping the bull he had, only that piece, but not getting relegated, you take it every time.
Yeah, true. But yeah, it's complicated. It's not that straightforward. And yeah, I don't know. I've never been able to spot anyone actively trying to get relegated. So it probably isn't really a thing. Maybe it's probably with most teams, it's probably easier just to start a new team, isn't it? If you
Yeah.
need to rebuild that much.
Yeah, unless what happened to me happens twice, that I get promoted from 5 to 3.
Mhm.
so I don't pass through the mid, and my teams are not ready yet, but they somehow work.
What were you? Are you playing Norse this season? Was that it?
No, Chaos Dwarfs.
Chaos Dwarfs. Okay. I mean,
I
sure.
also lost my Strength 5 bull.
Uh, oh, what a shame! Strength 5 ball. What a.
Yeah. Strength 5 block, tackle, break, tackle.
Uldar
Yeah.
says if he re-rolls, he's going to play Elf Union, so he can't play the removal game. Elf Union is still the removal game. It's just the reverse of the removal game you're used to playing. Because even against non-bash teams, Elf Union is trying to keep players alive, and that's the real issue. Or
Yeah.
score fast enough that it doesn't matter that you've lost half your team. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, mm,
I mean, yeah,
it's
what
like
Wolfbuck says
Wolfpack.
about you people don't go all out to win versus actively trying to lose. I mean, I play a lot where I don't think I'm in the middle of the division. I'm not going to get anything out of being in the playoffs. I'm totally not playing all out to not going all out to win. You know, I but I see that as as very normal, as not even any question not even questionable in any way, right? Actively, losing is different, I think.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the next match because we will stay here
Yeah.
talking for 2 more hours probably.
Well, the next game is, in fact, Wolfbark's game against the Tanking Generals, and it was 2-0 to Wolfbark.
Mm.
And I was going to try and work out how and why. Was it just, yeah, it's just decision making. Exactly. It's a choice. Choices people have to make. Wolfbark had a fireball, although it only actually knocked over 2 of the 5 people that it hit. But I imagine with the gutter runners that Wolfbark has, that was probably enough to get the ball away and score.
Yeah, I mean rats. Mm-hmm.
Oh, Grumble Grumble, Skaven BS didn't get removals first half, which means he got 11 to defend with. Okay, yeah. So he scored on his drive, taking 8 turns, then fireballed, then scored on your drive, 2-0. Yep, pretty standard. He had Glart, who did get badly hurt. Did Glart get badly hurt at the beginning, though? Because he does tend to die really quickly, I think. Uldar says, "Oh, shocked. Walvis can't win unless he gets removals." Yeah. Oh, an armor bust on Elp meme. I am not sorry to see that monstrosity getting damaged, I've got to admit. Clark has himself one dying a warrior. That's that's possibly a bit foolish. But I mean, I'm sure Wolfbark must be very sad about Elpmeme, but he's a nightmare to deal with. That plus strength and horns. Was it horns? It was, wasn't it? Yeah,
Yeah.
plus strength, horns, and 2 heads. Oh my god, it's a nightmare.
Yeah, I mean he's still on the field though, even if armor busted.
Yeah, he's going to keep. I assume he's going to keep that.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, everyone doing their best to hurt Wolfbark, our confirmed playoff candidate. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's still rebuilding. Well, wait, there's still one more game, so Elpmene's going to make it back just in time for the playoffs, right? Wait, what week are we in? No, there's two more.
No.
There's 2 more games, aren't there?
Yeah, week 13 will be crucial
Mm-hmm.
for that part.
Yeah. So Elpmene.
Almost the first position is secured also. He needs a draw to 100% secure it.
Yeah.
So, confirmed now he is in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
So, congratulations with Bark.
Yeah. I think we said congratulations last week, but yeah, awesome. Yeah, we did, because I told him to change his color, his team cut, his Twitch name to red. Remember?
Yeah, but we couldn't say it to him last week because so many games were played, and that was the confirmation. So
Okay, yeah, I see. No one leveled up um, in that game. And it was not a game. It was a game that was already played when we finally did the recap last week. So we can't tell you what the betting was. There was no betting. I
yep.
probably would have gone for Failfish. So I was probably saved losing a point to Uldar in that one. Anyway, all right. So the next one is Gaudi's Ravens Claws against the Moist Owlets, which there was betting on.
Mm-hmm.
Wolfbuck saying he probably did do the wizard turn slightly wrong insofar as I could have had the ball on Elpmean and not left him blitzable. And was that the turn that he got Kazed. I take it. Anyway,
Probably.
as expected, score fest between Gaudi and Aprog, with I assume Gaudi scoring 2-1 turns.
Why
Oh
would you say
wait,
that?
wait, no, what? His one
Oh,
turner didn't score any touchdowns.
yeah. I'm just looking
What?
at it.
What? That's unheard of. I think that's the first game where he's not scored 1 or 2 touchdowns on the gutter runner, and he's not badly hurt. What happened? He must have got KO'd. That's the only reasonable explanation I can possibly think of. I imagine the Moist Owlets lightning bolted him before.
That would make sense.
This wasn't
Uh,
the one turn scoring. This was just a tribute. But yeah. Um,
but a big victory for Gaudi.
yeah.
This one. He was at the same points as Abrams Moist Owlets.
A real 6-pointer.
Yeah. And he's on a playoff spot now, so
Mm-hmm.
it's even better. Still nothing secure, of course, and I like that.
Yeah. I mean,
What a really important. Whoever won this match, it was really important.
are we saying that it's probably between the top 5 now as to who goes into playoffs proper? Like,
Um, I wouldn't count off Abrams yet.
well, we'll get to that in a second. All right.
Mm.
And there were quite a few people who thought that Gaudi would win. In fact, Cyclone thought it'd be a draw, and Failfish thought Aprog might win, but everyone else who gambled thought it would be check the name of the scoring dude. Oh, okay, yeah.
See if Saitalin had beat the City Church coach, he would have been third place, says Aldar.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, I kind of waved the mouse over Cyclen when we were talking about your game because I was thinking that, but I think we were talking about something else, so I kind of didn't get around to actually saying it.
Yeah.
But yeah, where are we? There's too many people, so I need to use my phone to get get everyone.
I can tell you it was me.
Aha! Yes, it was. Aldar, Kornite, Juvatak, and Wolfbark are the 4 people who predicted Gaudi would win. Yeah. So
Yep.
26, 23, 29, and Wolfbark is on 26. Okay. I feel like I wonder if Gaudi. I wonder if Cyclone gambled on the draw because everyone else was going for a win, and it was a chance to get some points ahead of us.
Probably, I think.
Anyway, yes. So the next game. Was there anything else to say about this game? I mean, the
No.
Ravensclaws lost their dirty player and kick
Yeah.
lineman to
Mm,
death.
it's not a big deal though, is it?
Oh, there were 2 level ups. So the Moist Owlets leveled up their tackle, mighty blow, agility, war dancer with a touchdown and a Kaz. Actually, with just a touchdown.
Yeah.
And a lineman got a completion to get a level. So I assume the lineman's going to get wrestle or block or dodge, but probably wrestle.
Probably.
And the war dancer for your killy agi tackle player. I mean, maybe he's going to get sidestep to keep him alive more.
Yeah, or maybe a second strip ball is not that bad.
He has actually taken, sidestep. Boom. Yeah. I mean, a second strip ball isn't bad, but it isn't necessary. Whereas sidestep will probably keep him alive a little bit longer.
Yeah.
At least make it harder to foul him as well, right?
Oh, yeah, that's for sure.
Yeah. Okay, so the next game after that is Manus Ultra's Dewar Tigers, against Antarctic, and is it unsurprising? I think Chaos winning this is kind of what you'd expect, right?
Yeah.
Although 1
Yeah.
0 and not very much in the way of removals, I expected more death to come from the Claw team.
Yeah, I expect the same of the Beastmen also.
Yeah. Oh, although the Orcs did have 20 armor breaks to 7 Chaos players getting armor broken. Yeah, you were down TV. You might had enough for a wizard even. That's you know
Yeah, he had enough.
kind of funny when you're 2000 and
100 almost, yeah.
100. Yeah. Although he spent 10 of his own money, which suggests he didn't get a wizard, or he did get maybe got a wizard and a babe. I guess.
Probably. Arctic, what did you take?
Yeah. I mean, we can see, can't we? We can check. Doo-doo-doo. I don't see a wizard. I don't see 2 bribes either, which was going to be what I expected the other thing to be. Oh, there was a loner beastman, so it was a loner beastman and something. A bribe. Yeah, I assume a loner beastman is 90, right?
I think so.
So either a bribe or babes if you're feeling particularly defensive. I don't know, but yeah, probably a bribe. At least to kind of threaten the pylon, to try and stop the pylon from doing anything. It was a statement. Yeah. Until about turn 5, I think, with the beastman and a babe, maybe. It was more than that. Anyway, whatever.
I
One.
will
Yep. Sorry,
check
go on.
now. I will check now in a
Mm-hmm.
minute to see. I went into his match.
Oh, I see. Yeah. One beastman getting a level because of MVP. I guess that's another block, or maybe finally time to get a wrestle. I guess a wrestler. And MVP on an Orc Blitzer who's new, which is pretty good. So, how does that affect the?
He got 2 babes, yeah.
Yeah, 2 babes. That's a
Mhm.
very defensive choice. I'm surprised.
Yeah, true.
But I guess when you're
Well, since he won,
yeah
that's probably good enough.
yeah. I mean, the Wild Tigers are down in 13th place now, and Arctic's in 9th. I guess had to against piling on. I don't know. Like for me, a bribe is a better defense against piling on than than babes. threatening to kill the piling on player is a better defense against piling on than the babes. Which whenever I get babes, everyone always gets cased, right? That's the rule. So I'm surprised you only had 2 badly hurts after taking 2 babes. Anyway, yeah, and what do you think Beastman gets? Juvasac?
Yes.
Block or wrestle?
I think block.
Unless he's got something else interesting. Was that?
I would probably take wrestle, but he likes taking block, so
Yeah, it's another blocker. You're right.
I really like one wrestle piece.
Yeah, I like one wrestle piece as well. Then stupidly fouled with my killer because there were too many skills on the screen and I selected the wrong player. Yeah, I mean that's getting a loner beastman to foul is great, but you still don't want to be down to 10 players because of fouling. If that makes sense, that would be my way of thinking anyway. I guess because you've got some niggles. Actually, niggles make it even worse. Piling on a niggled player could be theoretically getting a +2 to the injury. You're more likely to get cased than get KO'd. If I was playing, if I was like, oh my god, I need to be defensive, you want an Apo, not babes, I think. But what do I know?
Well, it did work, so
Yeah, he won 1-0. Maybe because of the babes.
babes. I think the babe choice was really good.
He got to 0 KOs. He got 0 chaos players got KO'd. Actually, that's not true. Sorry. Wait, yeah, no, that is true. 0 chaos players got KO'd.
Yeah, that's actually what happens when you take 2 babes.
Yep, see, you protected yourself from 0 thingies. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that's not how dice work. They don't get changed. You can't second guess it. If you think babes are a good idea, that's a good idea. Anyway, so next game, I guess.
Yep.
My game. Oh my god! I thought I was doing so well, and then it all went horribly wrong. Like 3-1, and minus armor on my blitzer. MNG for my plus movement. I can't remember what happened, but I remember thinking like at the beginning of the game, oh, this is going quite well, and then in the second half, going, where did it all go wrong? What happened? Why? But yeah, he outplayed me. He played better. He kept going for things, and eventually it worked. And he,
You had a wizard also, didn't you?
Yeah, there was a. Yeah, I had 200 TV of reducement difference, so yeah, almost certainly a wizard. But yeah, I can't remember exactly what happened. But he wasn't particularly lucky. He had bad luck and good luck, but when he had good luck, he rode his good luck really well. Wait, I didn't have a wizard.
No.
No, because there is no. Well, there's no. I had a bribe and it failed straight. I had a bribe, was going for killing players, and the first foul I did, my dirty player got sent off. And no, it wasn't the first one. Might have been the second or third. But the bribe failed. He got sent off. And I had a spare player as well as a bribe, I think. Whereas he was fouling and getting rid of players more than I was, but not like awfully. I was outplayed. He played better than me. But I thought I was playing quite well at the beginning, and then it just kind of fell apart. Anyway, it didn't go as I wanted, let's say.
Yeah.
Dirty player leveled. I assume I've taken wrestle. I can't remember. And Taxman Jr., the plus movement blodge vampire, who he was definitely making sure was trying to get the SPP on, scored.
Yeah. I mean, he developed really fast.
Yeah. Plus movement really helps. Vampires are slow.
Yeah,
Having a player who can stand like one square closer to the end zone, or even just, I think one of the reasons he beat me was it wasn't that he was standing in a scoring position, but he was standing far enough forward to get away from enough players that I couldn't then tackle him very easily.
yeah.
And then he GFI'd when he could, type thing. Did we look at your level up? Was it the dirty player one? I don't remember.
Yeah, I think. Let me check.
It was the dirty player, right? No, gutter runner. Gutter leveled. I don't remember seeing that. Oh, okay, but now I do. Now I've seen it. We must have missed that. Sorry, I've got distracted by something at some point, possibly conversation.
Yeah, I Elliot the third leveled up. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. I've got an Agi 6 gutter runner in UK BBL. Just saying.
No, that's not nice. Having an one turn and also not having an one turn. Someone will get it, believe me. Uh, and an Agi 5.
I mean, the plus strength horns gutter runner is game winning in itself.
Mhm.
Having an Agi 5 player to get the ball afterwards, that is great. He's going to level pretty quick as well, so he's going to be getting leap next, I assume. Leap or sure hands.
Or even two heads he could get.
Yeah, that's a double.
But he will roll it.
Wolfbark says sure hands. For the times where you're playing against someone with enough tackle to put around, I'd like leap a lot. It really gives, and also if there's a wall of players in between you and where the ball is, like I think getting to the ball can be more problematic sometimes than rolling to pick it up.
Yeah, I think I like Lip also.
Then
But
leap after, and just the threat change of like having a leap Agi 5 player is amazing. But
mhm.
that's another 15 SVP away. He could die before that, or he could even roll, you know, a 10, 11, or 12, or a double, and we'll see what he
Yeah,
takes in that case. I guess if it's a
yeah, he could.
I guess if it's a double, you take two heads.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, it's a must.
Hmm.
I mean, he can go in, take the ball, get out, and go drink a coffee.
Yeah, but
Something
yeah,
like that. Oh, okay, I can right click now here, and
hmm
he will go alone.
yeah, exactly. Two heads is nice though, but yeah, you're probably right. You probably don't need it, especially if you're considering leap at some point. Um, so yeah, and this is where we talk about how killers killing players just gives them a chance to roll something better. So I can't remember. Was Eliod the second plus movement player? He was, wasn't he? What's better, plus IG or plus movement for the playoffs? I don't know.
I think plus movement.
I think plus IG is pretty good. Like,
Yeah,
one turner can win you games, but ball sacking and recovering and getting the ball away wins you games from a lot. I think from a lot more positions than one turning. I don't know. No, he was
yeah.
Avi, but he was armor busted at the start of the season, then got niggled, so I retired him. Okay, the one turner I got from the market died last season. All right, cool. Anyway, where were we? Was
On your game.
Yeah, the vamp on the. Oh, actually, no. Before that, let's have a look at. Um, I did take wrestle on my dirty player, and you can see why my TV has gone down by 300 because one blitzer and one catcher are out for my next game.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I might actually buy another lineman just because I'm over 150, but I don't know. Maybe not. Uh,
Yeah.
Anyway, and Random Boy took tackle on the plus movement blodge vampire.
Okay, that's interesting.
I would have taken sidestep. I like the idea of blodgers sidestepping, blodging vampires being moved
Yeah,
around by opponents trying to hit them.
yeah. I guess sidestep would be the best, or you can. Yeah, sidestep is the best option, I think. Also.
Hmm. And it kind of matches with the plus movement to
Yeah.
go places, I think. But
Well, tackle is always good
yeah,
to have, but he has two tackle pieces more, so I don't know. He knows better.
yeah. Anyway, that's that. Yeah. So now on to the last game of the season of the week, which was Thurnlow's Imperishable Four against like Spartacus's Kingslayers were much beleaguered, but they've getting another draw, getting another point to try and keep them in touch. I wonder if the pass was needed, as it were. But probably quite happy with the draw. Looking like a pretty good team now, I think. Uh, both teams getting MVP on a lineman and getting a
Mhm.
level for it.
Yeah, I mean, I hate to say that, but underworld teams can go really
Sorry, you cut out a bit there. Underworld teams can go what?
really good to really bad, really fast.
Yeah, and back again.
Yeah, yeah, but I am afraid. Definitely not a team for me to play.
Yeah. Um, I
I
I
mean,
really
look at those poor goblins.
yeah. I mean that's what the goblins are for, though, right? It's
No,
just you.
I mean, why sympathizes ever at the goblins? No one ever shows some tenderness to them. You are there to die. No, they want to play Blood Bowl also.
Oh yeah, Wolfbot double on that Agi 5 could be big hand. That's a good idea. Sorry, I forgot all about big hand. But yeah, leap and probably sure
Yeah.
hands is probably better first. But yeah, big hand, gutter,
Yeah,
awesome.
true.
Anyway, um, you know, goblins are cheap. Throw them in the way, let them die. It's fine. There wasn't much TV difference
See,
in this game.
that's why your
I quite like playing.
Kislev gets murdered. You don't treat your players with the respect they can go die. No, no, no,
I
no.
mean, the trouble is, if you start thinking, "I this player can't die," then he will die, and it will hurt, and you'll be unhappy. You'll be sad.
Yeah, yeah. I
So,
mean, you have to make a memorial for each goblin.
yeah, no,
No.
no. um,
Okay.
I assume he took two heads on his leveled up goblin.
Yeah, I would think
Unless
he
it's
would get
agility,
that.
you take agility, or it's dodge. Yep, two heads. There you go.
Mhm.
And keeping the movement busted one. But yeah, I'm playing Underworld in Clan. I enjoy it greatly.
Mhm. Yeah, I like them also.
Yeah, and I guess I could take leap just in case he rolls a 10 on the level after. So in case he becomes a one turner instead. Yeah, I like the redundancy thinking. And Thurnlow hasn't taken his level yet.
Mm. Maybe a double.
Maybe. I mean, if it's a double, you take guard straight away, right? Might be strength up. Strength up, you'd consider not taking, I think, or
Well,
agi
the
up.
right decision would be to take guard,
Yeah.
but my decision would be sneaky kid, and then dirty player, and then just click that button.
Fouling from everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, Camry is a solid strategy to foul.
I mean, yes, yes, it is. It's basically the only strategy that it's the main strategy that Camry have, right?
Yeah, I would love to think some other one, but I'm not that good, so I consider this to be the only strategy also.
Well, we're about to start talking about next week's games, and Aldar says, "Oh, that is a team of bones that needs to die again." And I guess that is because Aldar is in fact playing Thurnlow in week 12. Although Aldar is not, is not the kill team he was last season.
Yeah.
So, I'm not sure that Thurnlow will be quite as afraid. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. So next week, let's start with the claw kill game of the week. Nuffles Yellowhorns against Nurgle Murgle Urgle, which is interesting, isn't it? So Nurgle Murgle Urgle, because of largely because of a MNG warrior, are going to have enough inducements for a wizard.
Mm,
Not quite, but I'd probably not at all because of the level actually.
yeah.
But the level was on the Agi busted dirty players, and you got 2 dirty players, so I'd fire the dirty player, giving you enough for the wizard, unless he's rolled something amazing.
No, I mean, he will have a wizard. Arctics.
Yeah, he's got enough money anyway, hasn't he?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, it is an interesting match. That Beast of Nurgle is a pain.
I mean, normally, all the foul appearance and irritating skills of Nurgle give them a slight advantage against Chaos in the
Yeah.
claw matchup. We have the same number of claw mighty blow players. No one's got piling on, so the kill possibilities are broadly similar, except for the foul appearance that Nurgle have. So 1 in 6 of those chaos hits are not going to work.
Yeah.
There's also 2 of the killers are blodgers on the Nurgle team.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the beast is a blodger and the main killer is a blodger. And Arctic has, I'm definitely going for the Nurgle in this matchup because of foul appearance and niggles.
On the other hand, though, Arctic has doubled the guard.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love messing up with you. Now you have to rethink about it.
And because of the strength up, not a weaker team either.
Mm-hmm.
But it is interesting. You're right. The guard helps. Oh, Arctic says he kind of wished that warrior wasn't MNG'd, so that the TV was closer. I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he's bloods, but nothing.
Oh yeah, and the fact that Nurgle have regen as well, gives him a better way of surviving the hits
Yeah, a much better way.
and
On
cheap.
the other hand,
Yeah.
if Arctic wins, he has a chance to get into the Challengers playoff or even the playoffs, depending on the results. That's a long shot, though. So he has a motive to win this game.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So who are you gonna vote for?
I've already voted. I am sticking with my Nurgle Murgle Urgle vote, along with Wolfbark and Failfish, and that's it. Yeah. And Arctic has obviously voted for himself, and Cytalen as well. and someone else who I
Okay.
can't see. What do you think? Oh, and Uldar. Uldar voting with Antarctic. Yeah, thanks, Uldar.
Yeah, I
Do the right thing,
think,
Jivasak says
yeah,
Antarctic. Go for me. Although,
I will go for the right thing, and that's a draw. So if I win it, you all lose for
yeah. Also, yeah, good for the maybe tactical voting to
Yeah,
get those final points.
totally.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with Arctic's basic principle, which is hit the rotters and run away from the warriors. But
Yeah,
you know,
that's not so easy though.
yeah,
In the
exactly. The Nurgle should be playing to make it almost impossible to run away from everyone and stuff. Although if you outguard them, you kind of don't want to run away too much. You kind of want it to be a bit of a slug in the middle if you can, guard up everyone.
yeah, Aldar says can let time in the betting competition.
yeah.
Oh, look what
Oh,
Arctic says.
yeah.
So cool.
Ah, okay.
Secretly, I wanted to vote for
Yeah.
comes.
Okay. So the next game is my game against Aprog. Um, and having just talked about it, maybe I won't try and win too hard because I would like to get demoted. But I am going to vote for myself, even though TV wise, I think Aprog has 8 players and is 1700, which is ridiculous. Yeah, 8 players. So an actual TV of 1920. I think I am also 8 players. No, I'm 7 players at the moment. So
You will
six.
still have 250k around.
Yeah, yeah, easily more than I think. Oh no, yeah, about that 1650. Okay. Which is sorry, yeah, 250 difference, prox. No wait, 350. Whatever. Loads of TV to spend, which will be a wizard. Oh, wait. Where are we are at Aprog, and Aprog has a wizard shop, so we both get a wizard anyway. And I do have my killer, so I will be trying to murder, and also my dirty player. So I think bribes and murder elves is the plan of the day.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, I'm voting for me, for obviously. It's funny, both of us have strip ball, but neither of us have any sure hands.
Yeah.
Oh, Arctic's got this team next, so he wants me to kill the war dancers. Just the war dancers, not the catcher who's Agi 5 and strength 3, and not the strength 5 lineman. Just the war dancers. I mean, I'm going to be definitely trying to kill all of them, everyone. I would like to reduce this team to a fine paste. That will be my plan. It's the leap you're worried about. Yeah, the leap Agi 5. Anyway, but in this particular matchup, what do you think, Chief Sack?
I think actually having lowered.
Sorry.
I did vote for you winning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's just you, me, and Wolfbark. So Wolfbark thinks I can beat him.
Yeah, I think having lower TV actually. an advantage in this specific match, since both of you get a wizard.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So I get a wizard and bribes to
Yeah,
burn and foul away as many elves as possible, whilst we both try and score as much as possible.
yeah.
But yeah, I
And you
might be.
have your
Yeah.
tackle killer. That's important, of course.
Yeah. Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Which
Yeah, so
against.
I think you are slightly favored in this one.
Hmm. And I can carry on a Roger as well, which is nice. Anyway, Pommer DP plus bribes versus elves with no reserve. Yeah, exactly. That's basically what I'm hoping will work. Although the tree could be a problem, but I'll try and stay away from the tree. All right. Next one is tanking generals against the Kingslayers. Well, this is probably not going to go well for Spartacus. Yeah, lots of dead goblins I foresee in this, and this claw, mighty blow, tackle, beastman gaining a level. Yeah, what Failfish has my vote pretty much straight away. I don't need to look any further at the teams.
Yeah, I think I will vote
Oh,
him.
Wolfbark is going for Spartacus in this one though.
Interesting.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
think he's going out of reaction.
oh, and Aldar has the Underworld the week after, which the week after you face a Chaos team with Mighty Blow and Tackle, you face a Chorf team. So, I mean, the Underworld will be getting, the best part of almost 500 TV of inducements, right? Do they have?
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've got 11 players. They're getting 500 TV. They get Skitter, I guess, and a wizard, and then go for the scoring and outscoring their opponent. Yeah, that's what Wolfbark is thinking about.
Yeah. I mean, he will drive.
Yeah, annoying gutter runner plays basically.
Yeah.
It's not. It's yeah. He actually has a better chance than I originally thought because he will obviously have something that is to add to his 11 players. How many he'll have is going to make a big difference because there's going to be goblins leaving the pitch rather rapidly, I think. But yeah. Okay. The next one is Aldar's Smart Models against the Imperishable Four, Thurnlow, which was a bloodbath for Thurnlow last season. But the Smart Models were the massive TV overdog in that one. They have 11 players now at 1580, and Thurnlow is at 1640.
Yeah, 1640.
With 11 players as well. So Aldar's going to have enough for a babe and nothing else.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's 11 on 11, actually.
Yeah.
No, he won't have a babe. I think he's 10 players.
Oh, he's got 10 players. Sorry, I forgot about the armor busted thingy.
So it's actually nothing. It's as they are.
20 TV difference.
Yeah. No, well, he could spend 30k for a babe.
Oh, Aldar says it will be 11 versus 12 because he's going to buy 2 hobos, which I think is a good plan. Meaning,
I don't know.
Meaning Thurnlow gets because it means he can foul, which obviously is good when the other person doesn't have any players. Although it could be that Thurnlow, hearing this, or possibly, would have done it anyway, could buy.
Or probably because you will him. Yeah. Let's say the result.
Time for both teams to buy as many spare linemen as possible, and then go fouling each other for the whole game.
Yeah, but I don't know, Aldar. You buy two hobos and waste your cash. I don't know. You had a pretty rough season. I wouldn't risk it.
I mean, I think he needs, like, he has everything else, right? So buying more hobos is a good idea for both protecting his players that he wants to keep alive with garbage hobgoblins. It's better to
Sure,
have
sure.
spare players to stand in the way than it is to have the money to replace someone. Like, right? It's a
Yeah.
it's a
Uh,
preemptive measure rather than you know.
yeah, but probably I would go for the one, I think. Just to give 20k inducements only, so I don't give a babe. I mean, he will go 1,620, so 1,660 with the second one. So if Camry spend 20, 30k, which they will get a babe, and they can pick up first, second. So I don't know. It's a little bit of mind games here, but I think I would go for the one just to have the second option on the inducement phase.
I think both players should buy. Yeah, hobos are 40k,
Mhm.
so I think Aldar should buy two players, and I think Thurnlow should buy at least one because they're both teams that want to foul and don't do
Yeah.
well when they're running out of players. So uh,
Yeah, I mean, it will be on the last minute exactly because
hmm.
I really think in this matchup it does matter who pick up second the inducements.
And this is a fight for demotion as well, right?
Yeah,
So there's
and
one point between them at the bottom of the table.
and from what
Whoever
you said,
loses is probably going to be, at the bottom of the table.
yeah, and from what you've told, it's a revenge match.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, revenge match for Thurnlow more so than Aldar.
A little bit. Uh,
um, but actually choosing who wins, I'm going to go for Thurnlow. Not because I'm particularly anti Aldar, but Thurnlow I think is a very good coach, and the bot slightly favours Thurnlow, which is interesting.
we'll go for Aldar. I really think his Claw Mighty Blow will deliver the results he wants.
Yeah.
And skeletons can get injured by no
Hmm.
just easy as hobos can, but
It's
he will
surprising,
get his chances.
considering the teams. It's surprising no one's going for a draw. This is definitely, you know, two teams that can easily draw, right?
Yeah, yeah, I think that goes with the coaches. They are they play.
I
That's why it's no draw. I can't imagine Aldar going for a draw.
I can imagine a draw. I mean, I can imagine Aldar not going for the draw, but I still
Yeah.
think a draw is an easy possibility in this case, right?
Oh yeah, definitely, definitely. But I think um, just as the rest think, I think it will be a heavy removal game,
Hmm.
and I'm basing it on that maybe it's not a draw. Someone will get the edge in the end.
Hmm. Okay, so next is Octo Chickens Brett's going Laham against the Bloodsuckers of Random Boy. Now, oh, Random Boy's got two MNGs if I remember rightly, so his TV is a little, or just one MNG actually, but that's 11 players at 1650. He could, I think he, again talking about buying players. If I was him, I'd want to buy some thralls for
Yeah,
this
that's for sure. He
for this
will
game.
need them.
1650 and Octo Chicken 1710, but possibly for the first time I've seen this season full team. He might,
Not only full team third.
yeah. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, 11 players as Brett isn't a full team because the way that peasants die means
Yeah,
you need to have at least a bench of one or two, uh,
yeah,
or
true.
you're just going to be out of players in the second half at some point.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a tough one.
I mean, basically,
Let's see.
pseudo Griff is a great ball carrier.
Yeah.
Although Octo Chicken is we like when he played against me, he showed his inexperience against weird teams like Kislev. With his,
Hmm.
he told me in the game it was his first time against Kislev. I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if Random Boy, blindsides him with vampires. If you see what I mean.
Yeah. Yeah. True.
Um,
His though the Brets are 3 points from the that challengers playoff spot.
I mean, it's important for both teams to win, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's another one of those matches.
Yeah,
And probably both of them will be happy with a draw.
I think Random Boy's going to win this one because of Octo Chicken's lack of experience against Vamps.
Hmm.
Um, but if he does his research and has played a few games with Vamps, um, maybe he won't be so. It would be very easy. I could see Octo Chicken winning this game, but
Um,
I think it's more likely that Random Boy wins.
I will go with the opposite.
Hmm.
I think Octo Chicken will win this one,
Hmm.
mainly because of the exactly 11 players that Random Boy has.
I am assuming. So Wolfbark says maybe he's going to save him for the fifth vamp. I wait, hasn't
For
he
the
got? He's got five vamps anyway. It's just one of them's MNG, so it'd be the sixth vamp, and you definitely need more of a bench if you're going to run six vamps. Um, oh, he might be sacking that one because of the armor bust, and he's got a replacement faster one. Oh, it took minus
maybe.
movement. Oh yeah, you're right. It's big bloaty. Yeah. Oh, and he's niggled. Geez, minus movement, minus AV, and niggle. Yes, he probably is fireable. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. It's tough. Will be close.
So yeah, so he might actually be saving for another vamp. But don't you think he wants to win? And wanting to win at this game, I think he needs more thralls,
Oh, definitely. Definitely.
especially with an AV6 dirty player and a niggled thrall as well.
Yeah.
I mean, four vampires is still a good vampire team, right? But yeah, maybe he's saving up for the replacement and doesn't care quite as much about getting into playoffs as he does having a better vampire team. One of those decisions you've got to weigh up. But yeah,
Yeah.
if he doesn't buy another player, then yeah, maybe Octo Chicken is in a better position. But I'm going for Random Boy anyway. Uh,
And the last one?
no, not the last one. Penultimate one
Ah.
is Cytolen block you like a hurricane against minus ultras Dewar Tigers.
Hmm.
Battle of oh no, Cyclones is still in touch at the moment. He's getting a sippy cup place, but a win would put him. It
Yeah.
will almost certainly put him in amongst the top. Whereas Manus is down fighting to be not relegated.
But I mean, look at this TV difference. It's huge.
But that TV difference is the Orcs having a ridiculously bloaty team, right?
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, it's that difference with 12 players. One is missing from the org team.
yeah, the Orcs are missing 180 TV,
Yeah.
and they're still at 2,100.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Um,
But yeah, what's that? So there's the movement
I
busted
mean,
plus movement thrower. There's a movement busted strength 6 Black Hawk, which massively reduces his effectiveness. You know, there's
yeah, I
a
mean, on guard side, it's not a big difference. Um, yeah, 3 guards to 4, so yeah, no, 4 guards to 4, so exactly the same.
yeah, but Cycle M's going to be getting 500 TV of inducements for what
Yeah,
uh, could be Ramtut and fat and dirty and bribes. You know,
yeah, I
that's
mean, do you expect the Camry team in this situation to outbust the Orcs?
well, the Khemri team currently have 4 Mighty Blow and a lot of strength.
Hmm. I'm mostly concerned about the armor. I mean, the Tomb Guardians can hit the Orcs. The rest, the positioning has to be right to do so because of the ridiculous level ups in the Orcs, the strength ups.
I mean, the ridiculous strength ups mean there's 1 strength 6 and 4 strength 4s in this game, right?
Yeah.
Whereas Cytelem has. Wait, doesn't he have? Does he? Oh no, I thought he was the one with the plus strength bits of that Sternlow. Okay, you know,
He has the Tomb Guardians.
so that's
The rest are
so that's the one.
strength
The
6.
one. Yeah, it ends up being fairly similar in terms of strength,
Yeah.
but Thurnlow has. I mean, so Cytlen has a butt ton of inducements and dirty players to foul with to remove
True.
even more of the massively bloaty orcs.
Yeah, and I think in this matchup, Wizard would not be bad
I mean, a
to pick.
wizard. A wizard wouldn't even. I'm not. I wouldn't. I wouldn't be that bothered with a wizard. Whereas, as Wolfbark says, Ramtut with the Khemri would mean that they would outstrength the orcs because you have
Yeah.
5 strength 5 instead of a strength 6 and 4 strength 4s.
Hmm.
You end up, you know,
Yeah.
broadly
Yeah.
outstrengthening your opponent and having. I think he's got more guard, so the Khemri have 4 guard and the orcs have 3. Ramtut is strength 6. Oh yeah, I forgot. Sorry. So yeah, so strength 6 versus strength 6 and 4 strength 5s to deal with the strength 4s and 1 less guard, but broadly very similar. With a bit of dirty player, with a bit of bribery and dirty player in there, you could remove an orc every so often and massively overpower them. And the orcs don't have many other options, do they? So I am going for Cytelem. It could also be a draw,
Okay.
although the
No,
Cyclone.
I will go to side
Hmm.
this one.
Yeah, Cyclone did mention having no draws, which for Khemri is pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Makes close to 50% season actually pretty good, and also this division being so close, with the exception of Wolfbark, where you know the points difference is pretty chunks. There's this big gap, the big group here, and then a big group here, and then a big group there, and that's it. Everyone's
Yeah.
close.
No, that's a good thing
Hmm.
about the division.
Okay, but talking of the last game of the season, uh, Wolfbark against Gaudi, the battle of the rats.
Yeah.
Gaudi with his natural one turner
Hmm.
and a spare player against a fairly beaten up Wolfbark at this point in the season. Although enough money for a wizard. Still 13 players and a wizard. I guess I'm going to go for Wolfbark in this one. Actually, I'm going to go for a draw. I think this is the game where Gaudi doing the repeated natural one turning will stop Wolfbark from winning. There's a lot of people going for Gaudi though. Failfish, Arctic, and one
Yeah, I
other.
mean, probably that's because Gaudi needs the win also, only.
Oh, whereas Wolfbark kind of could rest on his laurels a bit. He could just go for a draw, actually.
Yeah, not just kind of, he can rest. 1,800 to 1,500, so Wolfbag will have the inducements. And the numbers also.
Yeah. Like, if I was going to go for one side, it would be Wolfbark, but I think this, so I'm surprised that so many people have gone for Gaudi.
Yeah, I mean, it's a tricky one.
Arctic says that one turner is game changing, but
Yeah, it is. Definitely it is.
if
That
that.
wizard is also game changing.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of equalizes that.
I mean, Wolfbark not having his plus strength horns frenzy player is probably another reason why I'm not choosing him to win.
Yeah. That's a big one missing.
Yeah, that's a big loss. But a wizard and a new Agi 5 Gusarana to go and score.
Yeah. Maybe some fouling also.
Actually, I guess the wizard, if Gaudi is just one turning repeatedly, is the wizard actually that helpful?
Yeah, if you can delay.
I think it's tough.
I will go also for a draw here. Yeah, I will go for a draw in this one. You want to change your mind?
No, I'm not changing. Well, like if I was going to go for anything that wasn't a draw, I would be going for Wolfbark to win. But I'm going to stick with the draw. But this is going to be the diciest of dicey games where the one turner failing or Wolfbark removing players, or so many things could happen that could make one side win and not the other. Okay, done. Is that all the games?
Yep.
Cool. And less than 2 hours. Woo.
Yeah.
By 3 minutes. So I'm gonna hurry up and host before we get to the 2 hour mark. And and a sensible time of day, not too early in the morning.
Yeah, you want to cast all.
Yeah, 10 a.m. is. I mean, 8 a.m. is too. Like 10 a.m. is pushing it for me, frankly.
Yeah, I mean, you always casting that time.
Yeah.
I don't know why you do that.
No, I don't know why either.
Actually, I'm at fault for that, guys.
It's fine. It's not really that bad. Okay, so who do we raid? There's Varkson, who's playing CCL Vamps. Everyone else I can see is CCL.
Yeah.
And no one else I'm like. There's Sakara I quite like, and Bonehead Podcast. I like the Bonehead Podcast a lot, but should we support Bonehead?
Sure.
Actually, no. I am gonna pass everyone over to Voxen because I think he's the most kind of enjoyable streamer. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming along and stuff. And I look forward to next week's recap when we have all grown beards and gone slightly crazy from our
from the virus, huh?
Yeah, from being stuck indoors for all the time.
We will see.
Yeah. Oh, and and of course, thank you, Jivzak, for co-hosting.
Ah, no, it's my pleasure. Don't thank me. It's really my pleasure.
Cool. All right. Well, thank you everyone, and goodbye then.
Bye, everyone.
Boom, we're gone. I'm
Okay.
trying to leave a gap